recording, and then I'll share the screen, and you can see the presentation that I've prepared for today's class. And as you see, I would like, yes, to make it full screen. And you'll tell me, can you see the presentation full screen?
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll try to do it one more time, like. Is it full screen?
Yes, now it's working.
No, it is full screen.
Okay. So you see that today we are going to speak about presenting complaints, and this is the first unit of the book, which is called Oxford English for Careers Medicine 1, and I'll show you this book a little bit later. And first, I would like yes, I'm moving to the next slide. Can you see the picture?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, miss, it's your picture.
This is my photo, so you can easily recognize my subject on the Moodle site, because we are going to work on the Moodle site. All the home assignments should be done there. And I would like to say some words about myself. My name is Nadezhda Bershina. I'm the teacher of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. I was born in Russia, and I graduated university in Russia. And so then I moved to Kazakhstan, and I worked as a secondary school teacher. I worked as a university lecturer. So I got my master degree in linguistics. I also just had a chance to work as a visiting scholar at an American, the university in the United States of America, that was the Iowa State University. I also studied in Europe, in Poland, at the Varmia and Mazur University. In Almaty, I have the experience of working at economical university, so I know something about economy, marketing, and that was the Almaty Management University, actually. And then I just started working at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University 4 years ago. And I have the experience of working with students from different countries, like the students who study medicine there at our university, the students from India, Turkey, Jordan, Syria, and now a lot of countries, Iraq, Qatar. Okay, so, and it's a pleasure for me to just to know something new about people all around the world. And so I'll hope to get some information about you later while we are studying the course, and we communicate with each other. And so if we move to the next slide, you can see here the cover of the book we are going to study with. This is the course book, Oxford English for Careers Medicine 1. And so I'll send the book to the group, so you can just use it, just to write something. And well, now I would like you to think of the following. So when a patient has a problem, when a person has a problem with their health, they normally go to the hospital, and so the first thing they have to do at the hospital is to register and just at a reception, and they give, if they visit the hospital for the first time, they should give some personal information. And here on this slide, you can see the four pictures, and there are some sentences which these people say. Here, the sentence is below the pictures, and the task here is to match each photograph with what the person is saying. Yes, I am. You know,
For the B, the doctor and the man and the woman, it is number 3. Good morning, Ms. Diane. My name is Dr. Brai.
okay, yes, you're right. This is for picture B, because the doctor and his patient meet, I think, for the first time, and they shake hands. What about sentence 1, which is here? Let us listen to Abdullah.
Yeah, Mrs. Sentence 1, I just need to find Mr. Jensen's notes. I think it's the C.
Okay, why do you think it's C?
Because it's trying to find something.
Yes, yes, she's looking something on the shelves full of some recordings on paper. Okay, good. Let us look at, let us just ask Yasmin to read sentence number 2.
Okay, so my hospital number, she's asking a question, and she gave the number, and my GP's name is Dr. Lane. I think it's for the first picture, A.
Yes, yes. Yes, the patient just yes, is giving some information to the receptionist, and receptionist is sitting here at the computer. Okay, and so 3, this is about picture B, as we already know, and let us read line 4. Busaina.
Yes, miss. Sorry, I don't know my GPS number. Can I leave that building? Miss, I think D.
This is picture D, yes. So 2 people are
Yes.
talking, receptionist and patient.
Yeah.
And here, good. In these sentences, you can see that there is a abbreviation GP. So as you see, GP stands for a doctor who provides general medical treatment for people who live in a particular area, a family doctor. Actually, this is general practitioner. Well, and if we move to the next slide, here are several questions. And so the first question here, these are the questions about patient records. How important are accurate patient records? Why is it important to keep patient records accurately? Iham, what can you tell us about this?
It's important because by it we can everyone we always the doctors know the patient states or how he's what he's suffer from and all these details. The patient just can give it to the doctors or the hospitals. He don't want to tell them what he suffer from. Just give him the records. This will be easier.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Does anyone want to add something?
I think so.
I see, okay. And then there is the second question about the way of keeping patient records in your country. Let us listen to Kazum.
Yes, miss.
Yes, please. The question.
In my country, before 5 years, it's in the paper, but now it's all in the computer and in the system. And when you go to hospital, you only give you your phone number, and all the notes about you and all the information about anyone will be in your face and in the screen.
I see. And which of these two systems do you think is better? Let us listen to Lina. So,
I think personally keeping information in a computer is probably better because it's easily accessible,
mhm.
and keeping it on papers, for example, it will take a long time for a doctor to be able to find their own patient's information. They could get lost easily. Some sort of misinformation could be written there since they're written by hand.
Mhm. And it's very hard sometimes to read the handwriting of doctors, right?
Yes, it's not easy.
Well, are there any advantages of keeping patient records on paper?
I think keeping them on paper probably, when it comes to keeping things in computer, not a lot of people are able to understand how to work a computer very easily. And sometimes hospital systems differ from hospital to hospital and from country to country. So if a receptionist, for example, was moving jobs, they might not be able to find, they might not be able to understand the system very easily. That could be an issue sometimes.
Mhm. And so if we keep it on paper, we do not depend on computer and the power and the internet connection, right? Sometimes it's safer, okay? Well, good. And so if we move to the next slide, here is the example of the information which the receptionist discusses with the patient in a hospital. So the receptionist usually just completes the form and asks several questions. And we are going to listen to the conversation between patient and receptionist, or maybe it's a nurse. And the task is listen and correct any details that may be wrong and tick the items that are correct. So if we are the form, we can see several abbreviations. For example, here number 5, DOB. What do you think DOB stands for?
Date of birth.
Exactly, date of birth, right? GP, this is line 8. GP, what is?
General practice.
General practitioner. You've got a good memory. And as you see, CO stands for complaint.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm going to just to switch on the record, to start the recording, and you'll tell me if you can hear or not. Okay.
Unit 1, Listening 1.
Can you hear?
Yeah, miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
Now please listen and take notes on paper, then we'll discuss.
Unit 1, Listening 1.
I'd like to check some information about your personal details, if I may.
Okay.
Can you tell me what your family name is?
It's Carlson.
Carlson. And your first name?
It's Dave.
Any other names?
My middle name's Ian.
Okay, that's male. And can you tell me what your address is?
It's 3 Parkview Mansions, Castlefield, Manchester, M6 7DE.
When were you admitted?
Yesterday the 9th at 2 p.m.
Okay, 9th of November 2008 at 2 p.m. Duncan Ward. And do you know your hospital number?
Yes, it's here. It's 19733045.
Okay, 33045. And what's your date of birth?
7953.
Your telephone number?
0166 405 7001.
Okay. Are you married or single?
I'm single.
Right, single. What do you do for a living?
I'm a postman.
And lastly, who's your GP?
Dr. Jones.
Okay, Mr. Carlson. Thank you.
So, do you understand whether
Yes, Miss, we understand.
Do we need to listen for the second time?
Yeah, miss. This will be better.
Okay, one more time, please.
Unit 1. Listening 1.
I'd like to check some information about your personal details, if I may.
Okay.
Can you tell me what your family name is?
It's Carlson.
Carlson. And your first name?
It's Dave.
Any other names?
My middle name's Ian.
Okay, that's male. And can you tell me what your address is?
It's 3 Parkview Mansions, Castlefield, Manchester, M6 7DE.
When were you admitted?
Yesterday the 9th at 2 p.m.
Okay, 9th of November 2008 at 2 p.m. Duncan Ward. And do you know your hospital number?
Yes, it's here. It's 19733045.
Okay, 33045. And what's your date of birth?
7953.
Your telephone number?
0166 405 7001.
Okay. Are you married or single?
I'm single.
Right, single. What do you do for a living?
I'm a postman.
And lastly, who's your GP?
Dr. Jones.
Okay, Mr. Carlson, thank you.
Well, let us summarize what we've heard and what we've listened to. So, as you see, the first line is already done, it's corrected, like the name of the person, the surname of the person is not Johnson, this is Carlson. Let us listen to Mazir. What was the first mistake that you noticed?
The first mistake was on the admission details. So he was admitted at 2 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. on Duncan Ward.
Exactly. What about the address? Is the address right?
Address is correct. Yeah, he wrote the address correctly.
Okay, thank you. So what about hospital number? Khalid, are you here?
Yes, miss.
So is the hospital number correct?
Miss, no, he say 19733045.
Yes. Thank you. Now, what is the next mistake? Khatab.
The DOB, I think. I said
Okay.
79.
So and what is his real 7th of 7 what?
I think he said 7953.
Yeah. So 79 means the 7th of September. Good. And so is the telephone number correct?
No, I think it's it said like 33 something like that. Don't
No,
really remember.
you are speaking about hospital number, but I'm speaking about telephone number. So the telephone number is everything is correct with it. So yeah. And what is the one more mistake here in this form? What is the mistake?
The GB.
About GP, and what's the name of GP?
Dr. John.
Dr. Jones, yeah, right. So this is the way the receptionist asks questions, or a nurse asks questions about some personal information. And
Unit 1.
I would like you to look at these questions. Here they are. And so what should we pay attention to? There are some so-called direct questions that start with the question with like, what's your telephone number? What's your date of birth? Or are you married or single? And there were a couple of so indirect questions used by the nurse, like here. can you tell me what your family name is? Or can you tell me what your address is? So you can see that this is a complex sentence and it consists of two parts. Actually, the question mark, which is used at the end of the sentence, is for the first part of the sentence. Can you tell me? This is the question. And the second part, there is another question, but so let us speak about this structure. Actually, these kind of questions are so-called gentle questions, are asked just to help the patient. So patients are vulnerable when they come into contact with medical professionals. So when taking a history, doctors and nurses need to learn to ask questions in a way that instills confidence in patients and elicits accurate information. And let us look at the grammar structure of these kind of gentle questions. So that the doctors ask to put the patient at ease. As you can see, the structure of the complex indirect question is given here. So the beginning of the question, can you tell me? And then the second part should be like the question word what or who plus noun, and then the noun should be followed by a verb. If, for example, we have a direct question, it can be like, what's your surname? So surname, this is the noun, and the verb is, what is your surname, is used before the noun. But if we use a complex sentence, indirect question, the order of words should be different. Can you tell me what your surname is? We move the verb is to the place after the noun. Instead of is your name, we say your name is. So this is the way we should use just the order of, this is the correct order of words in the indirect question. And yes, let us focus on this slide. Here you can see the chart. There are examples of direct questions and the corresponding indirect questions. And we should have a look and analyze what happens when we change, when we express the same idea using the indirect question. So the first line here is a direct question. Where's the bank? So bank is the noun, is the verb. This is the inverted order of words just to make a question. But if we use a complex sentence, and if we start the question with, could you tell me? We change the order of words in the rest of the sentence, in the rest part of the sentence. Could you tell me where the bank is? We move is to the place after the noun, where the bank is. So the next example here, what time do the shops close? So this is the direct question, and it's formed with the help of an auxiliary verb do. What time do the shops close? So do shows that this is the question. When we change it into indirect question, when we start, do you know, we should change the order of words and we do not use do. Do you know what time the shops close? Because the order of words should be like in affirmative sentence, like in a statement. What time the shops close? So no do. The next example, is there a bus stop near here? This is the so-called general question or yes/no question. the question that is asked the whole sentence, and we answer yes or no. And when we change it into indirect question, we should add if. Do you know if? Then we change the order of words. Instead of is there, we use there is. Do you know if there is a bus stop near here? And the last example here, this is also the general question. Does this train go to Victoria Station, for example? So the question starts with the auxiliary verb does, which shows that this is the question. So we need it in the question. But when we say the same idea with the help of could you tell me, we also need to add if. So we didn't add if in the first two sentences. Could you tell me where the bag? No if. We just add if we change the general question. So could you tell me if, and then we do not use does. Then we use the noun, this train, and the verb goes to Victoria. Why do we add es to the verb goes? Because the train, this is the third person singular, this is it. When we speak about she, he, it, in the present simple, we should add es to the verbs. The train goes. So is it clear? Do you understand?
Yeah, miss, it's clear.
Great.
Yeah, Mrs. Clear.
Good. So now let's have a look at the practical exercise. This is like there is an example. Where's the station? This is direct question, and if we change it into indirect question, so it will be, could you tell me where the station is? We move is to the place after the station, where the station is. Okay, now please just a couple of minutes for you to do it individually. Please write the indirect questions on paper, each of you please, and then later we'll check how you've done this. Do you understand what to do?
Yeah, miss, we will have free time now to do all these things.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. But the meeting will end in the 2 minutes.
Yes, but you can start now and then we'll take a break. Yeah.
Okay, miss.
Start now, please.
Miss,
Yes.
Miss, can you send the PPT?
Sorry?
Can you send the PPT on group?
BBC?
Yes, Miss.
What is it? What are you speaking about?
He
Can you
means
write
the point.
the points that you get for this class, right?
Yes, Miss.
No.
I mean that we have 3 classes, and I'll speak about this. Will you remind at the end of the 3rd class about this, and I'll explain how I evaluate the students' work. Okay.
Oh, okay, Miss.